Welcome. We are live to talk about the dark side of copywriting, um, both as a business owner uh, and as a copywriter, what it means. Um, Interesting. Okay, let's talk about what it means. And let's talk about, I have been in this industry for almost 17 years and counting now, right? And it's seen a lot. It's seen a lot of changes, experienced a lot of different things. And I just want to today share some of that with you in terms of myths and mistakes about what copywriting is, what it does as a skill in your business, and why it's so important. So, first of all, I do need to say that applications are open for the Copy Lab Inner Circle until December 18th. So if you've been thinking about it, if you're like, nah, got to get my holiday shopping done, don't have time, get yourself applied, get your application in, get on the calendar to chat about it before time runs out for this cohort, right? So that is just a few more days left. If you are selling courses, coaching programs at a price point of over $1,000, or you're ready to raise your prices, and you know that copy and strategy and sharpening that in your business will make a difference, let's talk about Copy Lab. I invite you to apply. Now, let's dive into what I wanted to talk about today, which is the dark side of copywriting. Ooh, spooky. And all the things that are kind of lurking in the background when we think about copy, persuasion, sales, or we sit down to write something, right? Because, you know, we can have this, if you've had the experience of sitting down to write copy for your business and it was like, oh, this is easy and fun and the best thing ever, raise your hand and let me know, because that is almost never my experience and I do that for a living. This is what I do all day, every day, and I still sit down to write for my own business and I go, and there's a reason for that. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about how to get through it. But just acknowledging that it exists and it's a thing that can feel hard, and it's not like, oh, let me just whip up some content. That is okay. It's okay to feel that way. It's natural because, again, if you are not selling yourself and your business, who is going to do it for you? So you have to fulfill that role in your business. On the other hand, we are not taught to brag about ourselves, to brag about our accomplishments. It's not necessarily the most natural thing, especially if you're a um, female entrepreneur, a female business owner, to show up and be like, yes, this is who I am, what I've accomplished, how I'm totally different, and take people across that journey. Um, Here's myth number one that I want to talk about. Copywriters are all super creative. Myth number one. Copywriters are all super creative. Some of them, maybe. I have a degree in creative writing. I consider myself a creative writer at one point. There is that creative side of my brain. But in many cases, you do not actually have to be super creative to write great copy. And the reason for that is that copy is more about building a bridge, taking people through a process or a journey. And that journey is pretty straightforward, to be honest, right? Like, you're taking someone from where they currently are with their problem to where they want to be. You don't have to reinvent the wheel, do something totally super different. You do have to be nuanced, deep, understanding, set yourself apart. There is some creativity involved, but you do not have to be a super creative person or consider yourself creative in order to write copy for your business. That's number one. Myth number two. Copywriting is about these deep ninja persuasive manipulative techniques. And I don't know how to do that. I don't want to do that. And so I don't want to get better at writing copy. Let's talk about that one for a second. Let's unpack that one a little bit, because I think there's this misconception that comes with, oh, we say copywriting. We're like, oh yeah, that's salesy, that's pushy, that's like hypey, that's like, oh, buy my stuff, making these dramatic claims that are, if you're a smart person, if you're a smart consumer, um, like I'm sure you are, you may see through a lot of those. You may be like, yeah, that sounds a little too good to be true. That's pinging my BS meter. Nope. And that's not actually what good copywriting is all about. Good copywriting is true. It is authentic. It is real. I don't believe in false urgency, false scarcity. It's real and it's true, but it is also the best side of you. It is the showing yourself in the best light. Picking the benefits and highlighting those. And so yes, it is this thing that you are putting, like, imagine shining a light on it in just the right way that makes something look incredible. It's that. It's understanding the journey. It's finding the right words to showcase it in the right way, and that actually is a skill. That is a skill. Nuance matters. What happens in people's brains as they read is a thing to understand and know about. Especially when they're consuming copy and when they're making buying decisions, like buyer psychology, yes, all exist. That does not mean that that is necessarily a bad thing or manipulative or pushy, or you're pushing someone into something that they don't want to do. You are guiding them to make a decision and believe in a better version of what's possible. That's two. Myth number three. I just have to sound like me and step into my voice and be authentic, and that is enough. I don't necessarily need copy skills or persuasion skill or copywriting or conversion. Like, I don't need it. I just need to show up and be me. Okay, yes, it is important for you to have your unique voice. Yes, it is important for you to show up and tell your stories, your life experience, the things that you've learned, showcase your expertise, all of those things. But the way that you say it matters too. The nuance matters. The structure matters. The journey that you take people on matters. And if you, again, picture, I like to explain a bridge. So if you picture the sales journey as a bridge, and there's like this canyon or a raging river, whatever you want to imagine underneath it. Your job is to get someone from over here with their specific problem to the other side, credit card in hand, going, yes, please, me. I'm in. And the steps in that journey require you to cover all of those things, cover that journey, change those beliefs, create that deeper understanding. If you miss a part of that journey, if you miss a piece of that narrative, if you do not understand that journey, your person is not going to make it across. Your people are not going to make it across to where you want them to be. And that's just the nature of the thing. And so it matters, that bridge matters, not only what you're saying, but how you're saying it, in what order you're saying it. And it doesn't take a really long time to understand the basics of that. That's what we do in Copy Lab. That is what we walk you through together. That is what we're going to do together. Understand that journey and understand what is it for you, for your audience, for your voice, for your people. What do they want? How does your offer solve it? And everything that they need to hear in order to make it across that bridge. And the other piece of this, and is should I just hire someone to do it for me and not learn how to write copy for my business. And chances are, first of all, you are writing copy for your business, or you have at some point or another, or you will in the future. So to say, let me just have a copywriter write all of my words forever is not realistic in most cases. Like you do need to have this skill. And once you own it in your business, no one can take it away from you. You have it, you have the ability to generate more leads and more sales whenever you want because you have it, you own it, um, you have that expertise in your business. So it is, if you ask me, like I will, die on this hill that it is worth knowing how to do. It is worth owning this skill. It's one of the, you don't necessarily need to know how to set up your autoresponders or, you know, graphic design or whatever. Copy, marketing, offer creation, understanding your audience, being able to write words that sell, absolutely 100%. And if you are a writer and enjoy writing, um, that's great. That's awesome. It gives you a leg up. It means you can sit down and with the tools and with the shortcuts and with these different ways of thinking, step into it a lot more easily. If writing is something that is hard for you to do, um, if it's something that doesn't necessarily feel natural, if you would rather be on video, if you would rather be speaking, the last thing you would like to do is sit down and write an email, that is okay too. You still need to sort of know the basics, understand what good copy looks like, um, understand how to make it better and how to give great feedback so that when you do hire someone else, when you do hire the VA, when you do hire the copywriter, they can give you a draft and you can actually give them constructive feedback that will get you what you want. And so again, being on both sides of that process, being a working copywriter for so many years for clients and stepping into so many different voices. I mean, I have written as a bodybuilder. I have written as a pet parent. I have written as, I'm just trying to think, a law of attraction expert. I have written as all kinds of things, all kinds of projects over the years that I've stepped into those different voices. And my process for doing that, my process for understanding the audience is what I'm going to walk you through, the accumulation of all those years of experience and that expertise and being on the inside of so many millions of dollars in funnels and launches and sales. That is the expertise that you're stepping into when you step into Copy Lab, when you step into working with me. And not only as a copywriter, but also as a marketing strategist and someone who has trained copywriters and mentored writers and hired writers and crafted campaigns and increased conversions and optimized funnels, all of those pieces that will get you where you want to go in your business in the upcoming year, whether it is I've got a thing I'm launching and it never really took off and I want this launch to knock it out of the park. Or I'm launching it and it's kind of going, but I'm exhausted and I want to evergreen it. And I need the pieces to be able to do that. I mean, think about, do you have a copy project that's like been sitting in your closet for a while? Oh, if I could just get this sequence out. I have this thing that I wanted to launch, but it's been put on the back burner for ages. And like, I just want to get it out there. Or I know I need to update my nurture sequence. I know I need to, and I just haven't. Oh, my website. And there are all these pieces, and they all feel really important to your business. And that's because they are, but you're pulled in so many different directions that it can be hard to get to it. And so part of why I created Copy Lab is because I saw that happening. I saw you are not meant to do it all yourself. As a business owner, you do not have to do it all yourself. I believe that you should own the skill of copy, that you should spend time, focusing on it, but you should absolutely get help with it. You should get help from someone who knows what that looks like, who knows how to say, okay, this, and let's get it out the door. And focus once a week on how are we moving those projects forward in your business. And actually writing the words that will make you money, actually optimizing the pages that are going to bring in more leads, actually looking at the numbers on your conversion rate on your sales pages and going, okay, how can we make that better? And really putting the focus on that, because it's not just about the words, it's about the strategy that goes with it. So if you have copy projects hiding in your closet, if you're like, I have to get organized and hire a VA or do XYZ or get all these pieces in place first. Here to say, no, you do not. The thing that will move the needle is spending time on the strategy, moving the highest leverage project forward, and getting the words behind them so that they can actually launch. And that is where I want to focus you when you step into CopyLab, when we step into working together. The dark side of copywriting. That is what I titled this video, and that is what I titled this live stream. That's what I wanted to talk about. And when I kind of thought that, I'm like, what is the dark side? I guess it's this like feeling that copy is the answer to everything. It's either the answer to everything or it is this secret, mysterious thing that nobody can understand except copywriters. And even then, copywriters are not one size fits all. There are the A-list copywriters who generate millions of dollars, and then there are people who call themselves copywriters and don't necessarily have the experience to back it up. I'm not here to badmouth anybody, but it's not, you have to know who you're working with, what kind of experience they have, what kind of results they've gotten. And do you resonate with their style of writing, with their way of approaching things, with their way of teaching? So that all to say is, what is the dark side of copywriting? The dark side of copywriting is keeping your copy in the dark, turning the light off and going, nope, I don't need to work on this. I'm good. It's good. I need to focus on these other things. Even though turning the light on, shedding some light on your copy, getting those projects out of the closet, dusting them off, punching up the words will actually make a huge difference in your business. And just for like some quick examples, a student of mine in CopyLab was able to come in and 4x her return on investment in the program in 2 months by just shifting her strategy, getting the words out the door, clarifying her message. A client of mine was able to have his highest conversion rates ever on a launch that he had run multiple times after working together. Clients of mine have sold out their cohorts and their launches and their programs and have had to like close down because they just filled it up based on the webinar launches and the strategies that we've created together. And you can see all those results on the CopyLab application page on my website. Check them out. I mean, I think, the results speak for themselves and my clients speak for themselves. And that said, I'm going to wrap this up with, if you are wondering, is copy the thing? Is this the thing that I need to focus on in my business next year? And you are really want to talk that through and figure it out, the next best step is to actually get your application in and let's figure it out together. I don't want, next year to come around, January's around, and we're like, okay, now what? We're right here, right before the holidays. Now is the time. And I cannot wait to see your application and talk to you. Reach out to me in DM. My doors are still open until the 18th to talk to you about CopyLab. Questions, comments, please do reach out to me. Take care and talk soon.